Across America, there are millions of unwanted dogs, and thousands are euthanized every day. On this special episode of It's Me or the Dog, Victoria comes to the aid of a no-kill rescue shelter, trying to make a difference.
No, I'm sorry, it's not going to be resistance.
But in over their heads.
Wow.
Some tough love.
You're not doing enough to make the shelter successful.
And an extraordinary surprise.
And there's also one more thing.
That will leave everyone speechless.
How many dogs do you get in here? I mean, how?
We currently have about 60, but on any given business day, we'll get between 30 to 50 people who approach us with dogs, and oftentimes the answer is no, just because of our space here. And that's 30 to 50.
30 to 50 per
day.
Per day?
Yeah. Maybe we'll do 3 adoptions a day. Maybe.
So 30 to 50 people wanting to surrender their animals,
yes.
but 3 adoptions a day.
Yeah.
Okay. When I first met Trey, I saw how stressed he was. Trey told me that on a good day, they only adopt out a few animals. And there are some days where they don't adopt out any at all. And that tells me right away that this shelter is in bad shape.
So here are the outside runs.
Okay.
Some of the dogs have these coverings. Some of the dogs have the older coverings, those tents.
My first impression of seeing the outdoor runs was this place is falling apart. Some of the kennel runs barely had roofs over them. So what? Why isn't there any information on cages like this? Like, who is this dog?
Only because at the tape on the cage, I know that's Zephyr.
So if an adopter comes here, they're going to have absolutely no idea about...
They'll have no idea.
One thing I really did notice is that there are very few kennel cards on the kennels. You have no idea who the dog is, where they've come from, what their behaviors are, nothing.
As a no-kill shelter, Paws never euthanizes healthy animals. That means they're committed to a dog's care until it finds a home, which can take a long time.
Hey, girls. So this is Betty and Barbara.
Okay.
These are the 2 dogs that were sanctuaried about 2 years ago.
When a dog has been deemed a sanctuary dog, it means that they're going to live the rest of their lives in the shelter. And some dogs have lived at the shelter so long that they're really at the point of no return. They cannot live anywhere else. So the longer that you can't adopt a dog out, the less dogs you take in, and then the more dogs elsewhere that could have come in here are going to be euthanized because of the lifers that are here.
Correct, yes. Like I know that today is the kill day for the local shelter, and on average, they'll probably have to euthanize about 50 dogs today.
Just at that
yeah,
shelter.
yeah, and that's it's a tough, frustrating thing to get your head around.
Paws doesn't have the resources to be a sanctuary. They have to adopt dogs out, so that can make room for other dogs to come in that would otherwise be euthanized. It's a vicious cycle, and it's really heartbreaking.
Now, she needs to sit down with the core staff for crisis talks.
Right now, Paws is averaging 45 adoptions a month. But there are shelters this size that are doing 3 times that number. There is no way that Paws is doing everything they can, and I'm going to tell them why. I want to applaud you for the work that you do here, because I know it's not easy. But you're not doing enough to make the shelter successful. You need to have more adoptions, there's no doubt about that. I've been looking at similar no-kill shelters that are similar size to you, and some of them do at least 250 adoptions a month.
250?
250.
For a shelter that houses about 100?
Yeah.
200. The turnover is rapid, 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 rapid.
Wow.
And that brings me to my next point. I'm walking past those cages, those kennel runs, and I'm looking at these tiny little cards when they're on the cages, because most of them don't have cards, so you have no idea what that dog is. You don't know how old it is. You don't know where it came from. You don't know maybe any behavior problems that it has or what are its good points. You don't know, should this be a family dog? Because it's not on a kennel card. Where are your kennel cards?
Everybody needs to have a fire lit on them sometimes. Everybody gets into a rut, and you need a fresh look from the outside to actually understand what you need to be focusing more on.
Victoria's first change is to ensure potential adopters get clear information on the dogs.
I want people to come round here and read about the dog that they're looking at.
Okay.
And I want them to have a little bit of information about where this animal's found.
Okay.
And then a few behavioral things. You know, what does this animal like doing? What does Sinatra like doing?
Right.
Maybe Sinatra's not great with cats. You know, some information, you know, that really makes a dog come alive.
Okay.
So a person doesn't just see a sad face on the other side of this fence. A person can really envision this dog in their home.
Yeah.
It's really celebrating the dogs that you have here. And it's got to be as big as this. Beautiful. Compared to that. Okay. Do you like that,
Yes, I
Heather?
do. Thank you.
All right.
The cage cars is great because it's big and bold and it's right there and you can't miss it.
I really want Heather to embrace the new kennel cards. It might seem a small thing, but it's gonna go a long way to getting adoptions. I really feel like I've given the staff here at Paws a lot of things that they need to do to help the shelter run effectively, but there's one thing that I haven't addressed that this place needs desperately. I've just got one more thing for you. $250,000 in labor and materials to your shelter. They are going to redo the outside dog runs. They're going to help you with the inside, making that better for the dogs. They're going to build additional structures for you, for storage. They're going to landscape the whole property.
Wow.
You are going to have everything and anything you want.
That's great. Yeah.
I'm so excited. I never thought this kind of thing would happen to our sweet little shelter.
But before they can build up, it's time to tear down.
Is it crazy? So much stuff going on.
Wow, wow, wow. That is amazing. Look at that. Hello. Thanks for coming. This is unbelievable to see all of these volunteers here making such fast progress so quickly. It's more than I even dreamed of. It's all coming down.
By the end of the day, the entire outdoor kennel area has been raised, and the next morning, reconstruction can begin. Victoria is about to get her first look at the new and improved shelter.
Hey, Victoria.
Hey,
Welcome back. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Hey, Philip, how
Great.
are you
Good to see ya.
doing? Look at that.
Do you recognize the place?
No, I do not.
And this is just the front.
This is just the front.
Yeah. For when we do the vaccination clinics, when it gets hot, they've got shelter, they got fans under there, state-of-the-art outdoor
They've got fans
Yeah, they got
underneath
fans.
there?
Check it out.
So I want to see everything. I've been so excited to come back and just to see how it's all been going.
The first stop on the tour is the brand new outdoor kennels.
These are our new runs. They're all double fence now.
Such a great
So, yeah.
idea. And they've got proper roofs on, so you're not going to have to do maintenance. That is fantastic. All right, show me more. I want to
right.
see it all. It
All right.
looks amazing.
Yes.
The next stop is the park-like waiting area, where the dogs and adopters can get to know each other.
So adopters will come through there
Yes, come out the back door.
and they see this.
Yes.
So instead of just seeing run down, cruddy stuff, they're going to come out and it's a beautiful park and it looks great. I would be impressed. If I was an adopter coming here to adopt a dog, I'm impressed.
Like you're at a farm.
Even more impressive is the throng of people waiting to get inside to see the new shelter for themselves.
Welcome to the adoption fair. In you go.
The shelter is busier than ever, and the public's response is extraordinary.
This was definitely one of the more friendly shelters here in the area in that they were asking questions, making sure we felt comfortable, making sure we got time with the dog instead of just looking at the dog behind a gate.
Well, good luck. Thank you. And thank you for adopting. So this looks really good.
Today has been nuts. It's been crazy. It's been wild. It's been fantastic. Everybody's been really excited, and I haven't seen so many adoptions going on at one time, and I don't think ever.
Tell me, Tara, how well have we done today?
So far, 12 adoptions.
Yes.
So it's been a huge success.
Fantastic.
I can't remember the last time I've ever had, over a dozen adoptions in one day. And they were good quality adoptions too. I mean, these dogs went to real good owners.
I'm going to leave you now, but I have to say that it's really heartwarming to see where you are now. You guys have always done what's in your hearts, but now you have everything else to make it much easier for you. Your whole facility is much better, your dogs are happier, and there are going to be more adoptions. So you're going to be able to rescue and save more dogs, and that is what this shelter is all about.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye. I'll see you. When I first came here, I saw a depressed shelter, a depressed staff, dogs that weren't getting adopted, dogs that had been here for a long, long time with behavioral problems. But now, with all the work that's been put in, the shelter is functioning beautifully. The facility looks incredible, the staff are happy, and dogs are getting adopted, and I couldn't have asked for anything better.